ladies, I am here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing tonight here on the show, ladies and gentlemen? All right, let's get this show popping here tonight on a freaking Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Okie dokie. Um, let's get this show popping. All right, some NFL and we start off the damn show. Eagles set to wear the all black uniforms, not even all black, but also for the first time, also the helmet will be all black as they play the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football this week. So it should be fun to watch. Let's see here. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has announced its 28 modern era semifinals for the class of 2023, including first year eligibility candidates: offensive lineman Joe Thomas, cornerback Darrelle Revis, offensive lineman Jerry Evans, defensive lineman Dwight Freeney, and linebacker James Harrison are all eligible this upcoming season to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Let's see here. Jets head coach Robert Saleh waving on his commitment to Zach Wilson, setting up a possible quarterback change. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Zach Wilson, man. They're very pissed off at him because not only did he play really bad, only getting 3 points, no touchdowns. And after the game, they asked him if he felt he left the defense down, and he said no. So a lot of people are really frustrated with Zach Wilson. I guess this guy was like a rich boy growing up, and he's kind of used to everything being easy. Like, he's like a fruitcake. So yeah, I think especially in New York, man, they're not gonna put up with that shit. So a lot of Robert Saleh, the head coach, thinking of making a quarterback switch for to Joe Flacco. We'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens, man. Ronald Moore suffered a groin injury in the game last night between the Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see here. Dolphins signed defensive lineman R.J. Madre, who actually played his college football at the University of Miami. So a local signing right there for the Dolphins. Let's see here. Brandon Staley says that wide receiver Mike Williams re-injured his high ankle sprain, but is not considered significant, and that they'll know more in the coming days regarding availability. All right, so at least he's not super hurt, but he missed most of that game after he made that one catch. Falcons placed Kyle Pitts on injured reserve, signing him minimum 4 games. Yeah, damn. Huge loss for the freaking Falcons, losing their tight end, Kyle Pitts. Let's see here. Commanders offensive coordinator, head coach Ron Rivera announced that Chase Young has been activated, so Chase Young could finally be playing this week. Matt Eberflus said Justin Fields left shoulder injury day to day. Damn, Justin Fields is hurt. Lovie Smith said that he leaves the door open for a quarterback change, going away from potentially benching Davis Mills and going to Kyle Allen. And I quote, Lovie Smith says, "We're not pleased with where we are," Smith said. We need to do some things differently? Yes, and we will. So the Texans thinking about switching quarterbacks and now going with Kyle Allen. We'll see, man. All right, and I think that's about it. Let's talk about Monday Night Football last night. It wasn't a very exciting game. It was kind of cool in the first half. It was only 17-10. But then in the second half, it kind of went to the shithole. As freaking 49ers ended up winning 38-10. They outscored them like 21-0 in the second half. And that was the difference maker, man. The second half, they just won ham and winning the game 38-10. Freaking Jimmy Garoppolo completed 20 of 29 passes, 228 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Those touchdowns were 2 to Brandon Ayuk. The other 2 were to George Kittle. And then the 5th touchdown was Deebo Samuel with a running touchdown. So those were the 5 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell ran for 59 yards. Christian McCaffrey ran for 39. Deebo Samuel ran for 37 plus a touchdown. As a team, they ran for 159 yards. But they just have this ability of keeping everybody fresh, right, in the backfield. When you have guys like Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Debo Samuel, man, everybody stays fresh, man, in that backfield, man. Jesus Christ. George Kittle, 4 catches, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 7 catches, 67 yards. Debo Samuel, 7 catches, 57 yards. So yeah, they literally, like, both, like, fucking Christian McCaffrey and Debo Samuel, they're literally doing, like, both. They're literally, like, fucking running back / wide receivers, man. Jesus Christ. And then you got probably one of the best tight ends in George Kittle. Jesus Christ, man. And then you got that defense led by Nick Bosa. This is a loaded team, man. Jesus Christ. Colt McCoy didn't play that bad. He just had that interception in the second quarter that led to a touchdown. In the second half, he couldn't do much. 24 for 34 on his passing, 218 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Conner ran for 42 yards, a touchdown. As a team, they ran for 67 yards. They did have some receivers get some good games. DeAndre Hopkins had 9 catches, 91 yards. Greg Dortch had 9 catches, 103 yards. AJ Green had 5 catches. So they did have some guys have big games in the receiver category, but running game wasn't so big. As like I said, their leading running back James Conner only 42 yards, and McCoy maybe in the first quarter, maybe half of the second quarter played good, but after that completely went to the shithole, man, in which led to a 38-10 win over the San Francisco 49ers, beat the Arizona Cardinals, man, 38-10. All right. Let's move over to the National Basketball Association, ladies and gentlemen. So Ja Morant, man, it's already looking good for him. Who suffered a sprained leg. They're saying he's already possibly going to play. He's already been ruled questionable for tonight's game. So good. Hopefully, he comes back soon, man. Encouraging sign: Ja Morant, who is considered week to week with an ankle sprain, has already been upgraded to questionable. So that's a great sign, man. Great sign. Let's see here. More news on the National Basketball Association. Yeah, man. Tonight we have that fucking game between the Sixers and the Nets. It's supposed to be Ben Simmons' return, but it's gonna suck because it looks like it's possible all three, James Harden, Therese Maxey, and fucking Joel Embiid are all going to be hurt. Jesus Christ, man. It's supposed to be Simmons' return, but it's going to be an ass whooping, right? Because the Nets are loaded. They got everybody, right? They got freaking Durant, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons all back. And the Sixers, there's a huge chance they're not going to have neither of their big three. It's going to be a shit game. Ladies and gentlemen, here tonight on the show, Lakers play the Suns. They're on a winning streak. I think they won like 3 or 4 in a row. Lakers are playing good basketball. But yeah, man, that game's going to end up sucking. That would have been a huge game if the Sixers would have had their star players. But anyways, let's look at the standings, ladies and gentlemen, and the National Basketball Association. We haven't looked at these for a few days, so let's see. Boston's still at number 1, 13-4. Milwaukee at number 2. Cleveland at number 3. Indiana number 4. Washington at number 5. Atlanta number 6. Toronto number 7. New York number 8. Philadelphia number 9. Brooklyn number 10. And so yeah, man. Boston and Milwaukee leading the way, then Cleveland at 3. But we have a lot of surprises down there, you know. Indiana 4, Washington 5. Right now, if the playoffs started, Philadelphia and Brooklyn would be playing, and freaking Miami and Chicago would miss the playoffs. That is crazy, man. Jesus Christ. Let's look at the Western. Utah went back to number 1, man. They were already down to number 4. Now they're back to number 1. Phoenix at number 2, Denver at number 3, Clippers at number 4. Sacramento all the way at 5. Jesus Christ, man. Pelicans at number 6. Memphis at number 7. I might have to low-key watch that game, Sacramento and Memphis tonight. Portland has dropped significantly. They were at 1, now all the way down at 8. Obviously, Damian Lillard is hurt right now. Jesus Christ. Mavericks at 9. Minnesota at 10. And if the playoffs started tonight, Golden State and the Lakers would miss the playoffs. And freaking Mavericks, Portland, Grizzlies, and Timberwolves would be the playing games. That is crazy to me that fucking Sacramento and Utah are top 5 teams in the Western Conference, man. I know it's still early, but we're heading into Thanksgiving, right? We're a month into this puppy, and the fact that Sacramento and Utah are top 5 teams, it is a little bit crazy to me, man. Anyways, man, let's go to baseball. Supposedly, Aaron Judge was spotted arriving in San Francisco last night, where he will meet with the New York, with the San Francisco Giants. So yeah, man. A lot of people are saying if he can then go to down South California to meet with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll see what happens, man. But Aaron Judge officially in San Francisco. Now he is from San Francisco, right? So he could be visiting some friends and family. But the reports are he might be doing that too. But one of the reasons he's also there is to have a meeting with the San Francisco Giants. So we'll see what happens, man. Let's see here. Not much news other than that, really. Not much news. Just that Aaron Judge was spotted at San Francisco, where he said to meet with the San Francisco Giants, man. Outside of that, not a lot of news in baseball right now. Baseball's kind of like the NBA in the summer. It's kind of frozen right now. I think teams are just gonna wait until maybe December, January to start signing players. Players too. I think right now they're talking to. I think Justin Verlander had a meeting over the weekend with the Mets. So I think they're just trying to get information from different teams and maybe offers. And it's possible teams don't make a decision until December, January. Last year they rushed because of the lockout, right? And this year they're doing the opposite. Everybody's taking their time, right? Guys like Justin Verlander, Carlos Correa, they didn't really have a chance last year because of the fucking of the lockout. Where this year they might take their time. They're probably not going to say until January. We'll see though. Yeah, man. Hopefully there's more baseball news as the winter goes around January and December. Let's talk some wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Here tonight on a freaking Tuesday. All right, man. Let's see here. So now there's rumors saying that it's gonna be Becky Lynch, that she's gonna be the 5th member for War Games. A lot of people don't know what the fuck's going on. You're hearing Beth Phoenix, Sasha Banks, Candice LeRae, Dana Brooks, a lot of shit going on, but it will be revealed on SmackDown. A lot of people. We'll get to Raw here in a little bit. Bryan Danielson says once his AEW contract is over, he says, I want to be a part-timer, whether that's in WWE or AEW or anywhere else. I'm done being a full-time guy once his current contract is over. I want to be a part-timer. So whenever the hell it ends, he just wants to be a part-timer. Royal Rumble breaks record. I believe they made over fucking $5 million in ticket sales for Royal Rumble. So that breaks the record. Biggest money they ever made with the Royal Rumble, man. It will be from San Antonio, Texas in January. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man, great job right there by the WWE. It feels like the pay-per-views are making a lot of money, more. And I wonder too if because they changed them to Saturdays and more people can buy the pay-per-views, more people can go to the pay-per-views. It's easier. So maybe that has something to do with it. And you got to give credit. The guy that came up with that idea was Nick Khan about switching the pay-per-views to Saturday. So obviously, I believe he was like in the boxing, UFC world before. He was like a promoter there, so he knows how to do this stuff. Nick Khan. So he was the one that said, "Hey, you know what? Let's do the papers on Saturday." And it seems like ever since they started doing papers on Saturdays, they've broken a lot of records. So possibly look for pay-per-views to continue on Saturdays. Most of the pay-per-views this year have been on Saturdays. Anyways, let's see here. Monday Night Raw review. Let's see here. This show, Raw. This is starting to feel like a fucking let me see here. 11. It was the 21st last night. So yeah, man, this show very missable. Nothing really big happened. It seems like they're saving everything for SmackDown. Again, I don't know what's going on. It just seems like they're saving all their big, like even like they said, it's supposed to be a Raw like storyline, right? The women's workings match, and they said no, we're gonna reveal it on SmackDown. What? It seems like they're saving everything big for SmackDown now, and Raw is just like it's almost like it was like a wrestling show, just a bunch of wrestling matches, right? I think only 2 promos, right? The freaking the beginning. And then the end with the girls. Outside of that, which is a bunch of wrestling matches. We even have fucking Katsuyori Tosawa now, a part of Monday Night Raw. All right, so here we go. Whatever. Monday Night Raw from freaking New York. Let's see how this shit. It starts off with Kevin Owens, and then the freaking Drew McIntyre, and he presents his team, you know, McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes. They come out through the crowd like the Shield. Pretty interesting. And then it leads to the Judgment Day coming out and saying, what are you guys doing here? You guys are SmackDown. We run this show. This is our show, Judgment Day. So, you know, they end up trash talking each other. For a while there, I thought it was going to be... Sheamus said, I've always wanted to face you as a fellow countryman, Ireland man, Finn Balor. So I thought it was going to be Finn Balor versus Sheamus. Then no, then at the end it ends up being a 6-man tag between Sheamus, Rich Holland, Butch, and Dominic, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. A 6-man. It was a good match. At the end there, Dominic was trying to run away. The original club comes in, and they put him back in the ring. Eventually, you know, fucking Sheamus beats the shit out of him. And he ends up taking the pin, actually, Dominic, as he gets bro kicked by Sheamus. And that was pretty much the end of the Brawling Brutes won. Alright. And then after the match, they continue the brawl. Sheamus attacks Sheamus. Balor attacks Sheamus. You know, they continue to fight. Obviously, they make the Brawling Brutes and McIntyre and Kevin Owens look strong. They beat the shit out of them and kick them out of the ring. And that's pretty much it. Then we freaking get it was Johnny Gargano supposedly challenges The Miz to a match, but then The Miz comes out and says, nope, I can't wrestle. I freaking hurt my hand making a TikTok, cutting a cactus. I'm like, what? And then he's like, so I found you're a new opponent, and it's fucking Omos. Jesus Christ. And fucking, they try to tease a little bit there that Johnny Gargano could possibly win, but obviously Omos wins. You know, whatever. I don't know, Johnny Gargano. Oof. They're making him like a mid card / jobber. It seems like. And then they interview Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick. Interview Seth Rollins. You know, and shit like that. And Rollins says, I welcome the challenge. I have problems with both men, Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. So it gets announced that it will be a triple threat match. Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, and Austin Theory for the United States Championship. And then we freaking get Austin Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Good match. Obviously, they're at the end. Fucking Austin Theory wins. Um, and then fucking Bobby Lashley shows up, and Austin Theory and fucking Bobby Lashley start fucking brawling. Then Austin Theory runs away. He goes to the backstage. Mustafa Ali still laying there, like sitting, trying to recover. Austin Theory grabs him and throws him into Bobby Lashley. And then fucking Bobby Lashley just brings Mustafa Ali back to the arena and beats the shit out of him. Pendejo face for Mustafa Ali. And that's pretty much the end of it. You might as well make it a fatal 4-way match with Mustafa Ali. Jesus Christ. And then we got the Alpha Academy versus Elias and Matt Riddle. So it looks like they might low-key be starting a tag team between Elias and Matt Riddle. Jesus Christ. Elias and Matt Riddle win, And then we freaking get backstage segment with JBL and Baron Corbin, and they're playing their poker game, and McIntyre comes in there, and for no reason they just want a big match. He starts trash talking, and then he punches Baron Corbin, so they end up having a match. It's a pretty good match, I'm not gonna lie. But possibly one of the best matches of the night. Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. Freaking Akira Tozawa comes out, and they look like they repackaged them. They took away the karate. They took away the karate costume away, and now he's actually wearing wrestling gear. He's wearing he has no shirt, and he's wearing some pants. So making him look like a wrestler now. He comes in, and it looked like he jumps on JBL. I thought he was gonna kiss him, and then he just takes his hat away. That distracts both. that distracts both JBL and Baron Corbin, and McIntyre gets the pin, and he hits him with that's it. McIntyre hits the Claymore kick, and then he fucking wins it. So it was a good match. Then I was wondering how they were gonna do it, because this was the first time Baron Corbin lost with getting managed by JBL. So I'm like, how are they gonna do this? So I thought maybe they were gonna have it get disqualified, or there was interference, I guess, by Akira Tozawa. All right, whatever. I thought maybe I don't know. I thought maybe the Bloodline would show up or something. Obviously, I was too fantasy booking right there. Nowhere near was the Bloodline on this show. And then we freaking get a backstage interview with the original club, pretty much AJ Styles, talking about his match at Survivor Series with Finn Balor. And then the fucking the Judgment Day comes in and starts beating the shit out of them. They're all beating the shit out of each other. They freaking go the parking lot. They're all beating the shit out of each other. Rhea Ripley, Menchie, everybody, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, Dominic, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, everybody. Security separates them, and then it was funny because I felt like that scene was filmed like maybe before the show, because right away, like 5 minutes later, fucking they do the match, the main event, which ended up being Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley comes out all fresh, like she just was in a fucking parking lot brawl. So my guess is they maybe filmed that earlier or even before the show. But anyways, whatever. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Good match. Rhea Ripley wins it. So Rhea Ripley gets the win. That's pretty much it, man. After that, a big brawl breaks out. They changed Mia Yim's name from Mia Yim to Mitchin, some shit like that. I don't know why. But yeah, man, that was pretty much the damn end of the show. I think Asuka goes to the top rope and takes out everybody with a crossbody outside. And that's pretty much, I think that's the last thing they show. And after that, they're just promoting the match for Survivor Series. And that's pretty much the end of the show. This show was very missable. If you missed it, I mean, you didn't miss much. It just seems like they're back to like SmackDown's the A show. Like, I mean, I thought that was big, right? That being that it's mostly a Raw storyline, the women's War Games match, the fact that they said no, tune into SmackDown this week um, to see who the fifth member is. I think that just tells you everything you need to know. How the SmackDown's the one that matters. I don't know if it's Triple H. I don't know if he's getting instructions from Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon because they do get more views. I think they make more money out of it. They're like, no, you better focus on SmackDown as a top show, and it seems like they're doing that. Um, which makes me think they're probably gonna end up re-signing with Fox. I think the contract expires soon. They're probably gonna end up re-signing if they're doing this. Um, it seemed like Vince McMahon, those final months when before he retired, he was he was back to focusing more on Raw as the A show. But now that you can tell the last few months is when Triple H took over, they've seemed to turn their attention more to SmackDown as the A show. I mean, your two biggest stars are on SmackDown as well, and fucking Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Ronda Rousey, the most popular woman, right? Is also on SmackDown. So that's all you need to know. That SmackDown's a top show. When you have guys like Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Ronda Rousey on your roster, and the fact all three of those are on the same show, that's all you need to know which one's the A show. Yeah, just a bunch of wrestling. I would say if you want to watch wrestling, go watch it. But storyline wise, not much happens. I don't know. Maybe part of it's too Monday Night Football. They're like, we're not going to get good ratings, so we might as well not even try that much. Maybe once January, February comes around and football season's over, WrestleMania season starts. Maybe they'll go back to, because they were doing good around, I thought, July, August, maybe even September. And then once the ratings started dropping down because of Monday Night Football, it seems like that's when they said, fuck this, we're taking all our... So that could also be something where it's just for now, because they know we're not going to get good ratings because of Monday Night Football. And then once, around January, February, once it's over, they're like, okay, WrestleMania season, let's start making Raw better. That could also be the philosophy here. Might as well have all your good stuff. That makes sense. If people are going to watch the other show and, and not watch this one because of football, you might as well make the other show where you put all your big spots. So that could be a situation. Maybe once football season is over, the Raw will go back to being good like it was in the summer when Triple H first took over. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say. Have a good night, everybody.